So, even though I have a different shirt, I'm just filming this after the newbie Booktube tag. I don't know why, and just say it afterwards. But yeah, so today I'll be talking about my TBR for the NEWTs Readathon, even though it's pretty late because it has already started. But yeah, I guess we could still do it, right? Yeah. Here is one of my shelves, and basically all these books are for the NEWTs Readathon. So if you don't know what NEWTs Magical Readathon is, it's basically a continuation of the Owls Magical Readathon, which happened at April, I think. So it's a readathon that takes place in the whole month of August, and it's based on the nastily exhausting wizarding tests that happen at the Harry Potter series. So yeah, it was created by a booktuber called Book Roast. But basically the main point is that, well, there's like a pamphlet with the magical careers, and you have to choose one, and depending on which magical work you want to do in your future, you'll have to read certain books for each subject. So I ended up choosing Librarian, which is it's not like a manga librarian, it's really cool. But the thing is that for this job you only have to read you only have to get 3 subjects right, and you have to read 3, 4, 5. You only have 4, 5 plus 3, 7. You have to read only 7 books. But as I'm crazy, I decided I wanted to read all the possible books you can read, which are 36. Yeah.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
Don't know how I'm going to do it, but yeah, let's try. Also, another thing that is different from the Owls is that for this readathon, there's like different grades. So, for example, for Ancient Runes, you have like acceptable, exceed expectations, and outstanding. So if you need an outstanding for your job, you have to read the acceptable one, the exceeds expectations, and the outstanding. But if you just need like an acceptable, you just read that one. So yeah, that's why there's 12 subjects and 36 books instead of just 12 books. And yeah, I'm not going to talk much about the books I'm going to show because there's like a lot. But yeah, because I don't want to make this video too long, especially when we are at the 2nd of August. So I'm going to start with the books I need to read for being a librarian. So first of all, we've got for Ancient Runes, a book that was recommended by a friend, which was this one. A book written past tense, which I choose for Harry Potter 3. And finally, a book that has been on your TBR for ages, which is the I don't know how it's called in English. Never-ending story. So I'll just say it in Spanish, La Historia Interminable, which was a gift from my father when I was like 8 years old. I haven't read it still, so for ages. For Defense Against Dark Arts, you need to read a book that is black and the last jacket, so I chose 3 Truths and a Lie. You also need to read a book that is, the first book that came up to your mind when doing this TBR, which was Salem's Lot by Stephen King. Even if I don't need the outstanding for Defense of the Dark Arts, I'm also going to read Everyone Brave is Forgiven for English author. And the last subject I need to read is History of Magic, for which I need to read a fantasy, which is Sire, which is the second part of Captive. A book that includes at least one map. A book that includes a map, which, I don't know why, but I chose Lord of the Rings. Yeah. From now on, let's just talk about the books that I want to read, even though I don't need to read them. So the next book I'm going to talk about is for Care of Magical Creatures, and the one you need for acceptable is one that starts with A for Aragog. So I chose A Study in Scarlet. The second book for Care of Magical Creatures is a book under 300 pages. So I chose this book called Pulsaciones. And the last book I needed to read was a book that had a bird on the cover. So, I don't know if you can see this, but well, this is the Harry Potter and Chamber of Secrets Slytherin 20th Anniversary Edition. I'm not a Slytherin, I'm not a Ravenclaw, but yeah, so it has like a little rooster on the cover, so it is a bird and it counts for the Magical Creatures Outstanding. For Arithmancy, we needed a book that ended on an even page number, which is Watchmen. Read a standalone, which I chose Breakfast at Tiffany's. And a book that is longer than 350 pages, I chose City of Bones. For astronomy, I need to read a book that has moon on the title or on the cover, and I chose, I actually bought this, which is The Man Who Fell in Love with the Moon. For a book that has night in the title, I need to read A Midsummer's Night Dream. And for outstanding, I need to read a book that is a sci-fi, so I chose And the Shadow, which is like a sequel to Ender's Game. Okay, so for charms, for acceptable, I need to read a book that has a gorgeous cover, but I decided to use my Confundus charm and read instead Spellslinger by Sebastian de Castell. This book is a book that the community of Book Roast is reading and then commenting the last of August, I think. And I actually think it has a gorgeous cover either way, so next book has to be a manga, I think? Yeah, the next book needed to be a manga, so I chose Un extraño a la orilla del mar. And last book for charms is a paperback book, which I chose for To All the Boys I've Loved Before. I've seen the film, but I have not yet read the book. Okay, so for divination acceptable, I need to read a white book, which I chose Rebecca. Next book I need to read is a collection of short stories, which I chose Angel Montag's Tales of Terror. And finally, for divination is last book I bought, which is a very big book. So, I bought this book after seeing a Spider-Man Far From Home, and I have actually almost read all of the comics compiled here. When I was a child, I was a big fan of Spider-Man comics, so I just decided to go for it and start reading comics of Spider-Man again. And in Spain, there's like a very beautiful edition of like the golden years of Spider-Man. So for herbology, you need to read an audiobook or a book with a green cover. So I chose Girls in Love. Next book needs to be between 350 pages and 380 pages. No, and 90 pages. So this book is 370 pages, so it is perfect. And last for herbology is a book that has a flower on the cover, and Saddle with Rosie has a flower here, and also like down below. So yeah. Also, I forgot that for History of Magic, I'm also reading for the outstanding, one of my favorite books, which is Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. For Magical Studies, the first book is a book that includes an actual photo element. So I know that this book is not very normal for an actual photo element, but this book was actually based on some photos the author found, very strange photos of children that seem very magical, weird, very weird. So it is an actual photo element. For a book that is set in a real world, I chose autobiography. And for a book written by a person of color, I chose Black Paradox. For potions, I need to read my best friend's favorite book, which is My Hat and All of Black Holes. Next one is a book with the color of my house color, which is Ravenclaw. So I chose this one, which is blue, and is The Man Who Had It, Everything. It's another book in Spanish. And last of all, a book that starts with a prologue. So Les Vampires de Londres starts with a prologue, and yeah, I haven't read this book neither, and I have it since 3 years ago. And finally, for Transfiguration, we've got 3 books more. So the first book needs to have LGBTQ+ representation, and I chose Appelle-moi par ton nom, which is basically Call Me by Your Name in French. For a book that is not the first in a series, I chose The Last Olympian, which is the 5th book in the Percy Jackson series. And last of all, I chose The Three Musketeers, which is for a book of 500 pages. So yeah, another big book. So I hope this video hasn't been too long, but yeah, so if you like this video, make sure to leave a big thumbs up below, subscribe and follow me on my social media, which will be linked down below too, and on my other channel and my friend's channel too, which will be linked over there or over there and down below. So I guess that's it for today. Bye!